Hello, this is Transport Enthusiast, and welcome to the third edition of the Omsi 2 news. Today, we look at some more news about Omsi 2 Addon London in regards to the release in 2 days, as well as some more information about the buses that will come with the pack. We also look at a new add-on that's been announced, the Addon C2 Stadtbusfamilie Volume 1. In addition, we look at 2 new add-ons that have been released onto Steam, albeit they were already available beforehand. That's right, we're looking at Omni navigation, and where is the other one hiding? And the linear simulator somewhere. We also look at 2 new add-ons that were released, add-on Citybus 628C and 628GLF. And finally, we talk a bit more about some more add-ons that are still coming soon, Grand Paris Moulin, which has been launched onto the Steam page. This is Transport Enthusiast, and welcome to the third edition of Omsi 2 News. So let's get to it. So, Omsi 2 Addon London, as you know, is now going to be released in 2 days, the 10th of December. And just being live to this, I've already spoken a lot about this. So, mainly the only update is that the bus, the Enviro 200, which is, we'll find it here in a second, this bus here is going to come in 3 sizes. So, it's going to come in, I think it was an 8.9 meter version, 10.3 meter version, and a 9.6 meter, something along those lines. It's going to have 3 different lengths, and one's going to be shorter, one's going to be more in the between, and then one's going to be longer. So it's going to have 3 lengths. So I know this is a question some people had, so there you have it. The bus is going to have 3 different lengths, and if we're talking a bit about speculating at what time exactly it's going to come out, Aerosoft tends to release their DLCs around 10 a.m. GMT 00, which would be Irish or British time. So my estimate would be it would be released between 10 a.m. and 15 p.m. That's generally when the DLCs for Omsi 2 or any games published by Aerosoft tend to be released at. Okay. So in addition, we've had 2 new, well, when we say 2 new, what we mean is we've had 2 new DLCs being introduced onto the Steam, but they were already out. So Omni navigation has been around for about 5 years, 6 years. I think it's been around since the Omsi 1 days. But basically, it's a minimap. As you can see here, it's pretty much the BCS minimap. It's 10 quid, and if I'm honest with you, going off how crap the BCS minimap can be, especially for maps like Belgrade and Yorkshire, I'm not sure this is a wise investment. But nonetheless, this is been released onto the Steam page, although this was available on the PDP website before. We also have a new simulator that again has been available on the PDP website, but now is available on Steam, and it's the Addon Lifestyle Simulator. So this is basically in English known as the Control Room Simulator, which allows you to do some special control room events and play multiplayer with your friends. It kind of adds in that element to the game. Quickly looking at what it entails: participation in public control center events or private control center events with friends, create and organize your own control events, extensive cross-device voice chat, virtual ticket inspectors, random events, compatibility with Omni navigation, and the bus company simulator. So most of you probably, even though this was out already, wouldn't know about this because this was on the PDP page, which not many people are aware of. But now that it's on Steam, probably more people will be aware of it. But so far, well, at the time of the video, this has been 1 day since this was released, and as you can see, there isn't any product review, so it doesn't look to be too popular so far. And then, of course, there's this bundle here, so you can get the Omsi 2 Bus Company Simulator. I already have BCS, but if you don't, it comes with a bundle. I think they save like 30%. Again, is it worth the money? I'd be inclined to say no. Anyhow, with that out of the way, those are the 2 releases. And the final release is also the Citybus 628C and 628GLF. And this, again, we talked about this a bit before it was released, but as you can see, it's been mostly positive. It's got 25 reviews. I was saying that I'm a bit skeptical about how successful this add-on will be. I had some people, especially from the Polish community, tell me that this is a fairly anticipated add-on within the Polish community, which is fair enough, considering this is a replicates Polish and Turkish variants. So, but I think this is a thing that probably for people who are who have some connection or have been to these buses in Poland or Turkey or even some parts of Germany, they will probably find this add-on compelling. However, I feel, and I still do feel, that people who do not have any connection with these buses will just see this as another Mercedes-Benz, modern Mercedes-Benz add-on. But nonetheless, it's out. It's €15. I think on the Aerosoft page it's €18, but I think that's because it's the box version. But as you can see, it's 15 quid. And yeah, that's really that. And then we have some new stuff going on. So still Saint Servan. We still have Saint Servan. The Coilers pack, they still don't have a release date yet, but they will be released at some point soon, probably within the next month. But then we also have 2 new add-ons that have been added to the Steam page. So we have Grand Paris Moulin and the Stadtbus C2 family. Just checking that the microphone's working. Perfect. So if we take a look at the C2 first, this is the thing. Again, this is another Mercedes-Benz, and at this point, we're starting to get a lot of these. So I think this is fairly similar to the 628 pack. It's basically another Citaro. I think it's probably going to be 15 quid. That's generally what the price of these tends to be. And if you just quickly take a look at what this entails, I think this is the bus that came with the BRT. So one of the buses that came with BRT will be featured in this add-on. Again, I think there's a lot of recycling going on here. I think there's a lot of kind of reusing stuff, but nonetheless, this is what it is. So what this includes is the C2 Solo with 2 doors and 3 doors, the C2 Articulated with 3 doors and 4 doors, the C2 Intercity Solo. So this is going to be like a regional bus. Obviously, it's going to have a higher top speed, so people who like to drive quickly like myself, or like to do more kind of interurban routes, you're going to have this as well. And there's an articulated version of the Intercity Solo. This perhaps is interesting because most of the Mercedes-Benz 0530 Citaros that we have, they are all limited to 80 kilometers an hour. So there's a city spec. So the Intercity spec is definitely going to be something interesting. And then we have the low-end entry variant. There's 7 different bus types in the package: C2 Solo, 2D and 3D. This is basically just reiterating what's been said here. Performance-friendly implementation, specially recorded original sounds, detailed dashboard, floors get 13 bad weather. Interior fitting according to BVG. So this is basically, I think this is mainly intended for the Berlin X10 add-on. But again, you can use it under the maps. But yeah, Berlin X10 seems to be the add-on this is intended for, as you can see from the pictures here. X10. Then we also have the white line LED display. So this is just a different kind of LED display, like so. We also have the modding friendly implementation. So this basically just talking about set files, repaints, and allowing them modders to do their thing. And then there's also some other repaints for other transport companies in the planning. So this is going to be in a future update by the looks of it. And then finally, we have probably what's another one of the most exciting add-ons after Omsi 2 London, and that is Omsi 2 Paris Moulin. This will allow people to drive in Paris. And this again, Paris again is a very well-known city, and this does look promising. This does look quite good, and the developer is Agora S114. I'm not sure if this is the same person that created Express Route 91.06, but nonetheless, this is probably the most exciting add-on, at least in my opinion, after the Addon London. This will probably be about 25 quid. Helicon de where with all their map add-ons, they tend to feature more than one route, apart from Berlin BRT, but that's a bit of a recycle thing. They tend to be 25 quid, so reasonable price, I guess. And we're going to take a quick look at what this will feature. So now, after the Omsi map Saint Servan, we are heading back to France. So okay, the add-on the Grand Paris Moulin with the Express 91.06 to France from developer creations Agora S114 plays in the area south of Paris, also in a neighbouring country where there is a big fan base for bus simulator Omsi, and there's no doubt that this is a wonderful. Okay, yeah, I'm not going to read that because this is a bit just kind of gravitas. So we have features 13 bus lines, we have including 7 city and 2 interurban lines, 1 shuttle and 3 school bus lines. So this will be familiar for those of you who watched my first edition of the Omsi 2 News series. And then again, if you want to stay on top of the Omsi 2 News and see even more of these Omsi 2 News videos, make sure to hit that subscribe button. These are fairly regular as the Omsi 2 News comes in. So then we have a new Savo and Innovo system comparable to the Almex. Okay, this is about the iBus displays. Spectacularly changing environments from village ideal to high-tech industrial areas. So as you can see here, this is a very kind of varied map. It's a lot like Bad Hugelsdorf in the sense that you have the cities, you have the rural areas, you have the suburban areas. Those are the kind of the best mix combinations in the Omsi 2 map that just heighten that Omsi 2 playing experience. You have the flair of France to numerous objects, and then you have travel times of up to 1 hour per line, and contains a solo bus C2 NGT in different variants. So that is interesting because in the picture this is a man, but they're saying it includes a C2. This I'm not too sure what this is about, because I think the C2 is a Mercedes unless I'm mistaken. Yeah, so this is it here. Okay, that looks like a man, but it's I see. But yeah, so they seem to be liking Helicon seems to be kind of starting to do a bit of what Kevin Nish was known for doing. It's kind of just reusing the same buses in different map add-ons. Which, if you don't have the C2 pack, is fair enough, but if you do, you probably kind of be ending up getting some similar stuff, unless I'm mistaken. But this looks like to be a hybrid variant, so seems quite interesting. But nonetheless, this map looks promising. Certainly something to look forward to after Addon London. Probably be released in about a month's time. Give people enough time to enjoy London, and I would say this is probably going to be this other Saint Servan is going to be fairly popular. But I think this is slightly. I'm more inclined to favor this because obviously Paris is more well known, or at least I've been to Paris. I haven't really been to Saint Servan. Well, anyway, folks, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button for even more Omsi2 news. Again, you can find links and information about all this stuff on our Discord server. Make sure to join it. The link is down below or in the pinned comment. And of course, hit the like button if you found this video helpful, so other people can also find this video. And if you have any questions, comments, or any other news you think is worth mentioning in these news videos, do comment down below, and I'll make sure to feature it in our next edition of the Omsi2 news. That's it for now. This was Transport Enthusiast. We will see you shortly.